So what works in procrastination? And so the question's brought to me apparently in the article here, um, and we don't have time to type because it'll take too much time, so we'll just run through it like this. Think about this. When you wake up in the morning, 90% of all humans, they're very much on, they're just non-conscious 24/7. I mean, essentially, this is not a criticism, it's just the way that we are designed and put together. And we're designed to get up, use the restroom, go eat breakfast, shower, and then somebody says, now here, I have something to do I want you to do something, like I want you to go exercise, or I want you to like meditate, or I want you to go fix the yard. Well, that's not on your your passive goal guidance system in your brain has never done that. And so it's not going to buy it. It's like it doesn't take 21 days to make a new habit. Whoever did that, no, it's not possible. You can't make a new habit in 21 days. Good luck with that. No, it takes months just to wire in a new habit, and then you still have the old habit. So we procrastinate because it's so easy. Procrastinate basically means return to default behavior is what it really means. And the default behavior doesn't vanish, right? So how are you solving the problem? Okay, think about this. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, right? Two guys. SpaceX, right? So Elon's got, they're working on getting to where? To Mars, right? Well, in order to get to Mars, one of them says, okay, the way you got to do that is you got to go to the moon first, and then you got to launch, that's Bezos, you got to launch from the moon to Mars. There's good logic in that, but you know what the pain in the butt that Musk hates about that is? He's like, no. We got to go straight from the Earth to Mars. And of course, that sounds cool and fun, but do you know how far it is to Mars? If you go top speed, direct, straightest possible line in space, there are no straight lines, there is no north or south or any of that stuff. Okay, so it's a long way. It's at best 1 year, at slower probably 2 years to get there. And then to bring somebody home, 1 to 2 years also. And then how do you build while you're there? So when Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos wakes up in the morning, they're sitting there thinking about something that's going to happen 10 years from now. 10 years from now, right? Now, that's a lot to think about, and that means they have to employ and pay people to do something that's going to happen 10 years from now, and they have no idea whether or not it's going to work or not. I wake up in the morning, I use the restroom, I take a shower, I go get something to eat, I go to work, I get my kids to school, I do these things. And you want me to get to Mars? No, that's way too complicated. Exactly, because your passive goal guidance system is constantly telling you, this is what you do, here is what you do. In order to get to Mars, you have to actually start planning and preparing way in advance. Kev, I'm not trying to get to Mars. Different example then, publishing. When you want to get a real publisher, and you're like, oh, but anybody can publish on their own, drop me a note and let me know how that works out for you, okay? All right, so when you get a real publisher, Wiley, somebody like that, for me, for example, if I want Wiley, I got to call them today, all right? Now, at the very fastest, what they're going to want today, if I want to do a book with them, they're going to say, okay, what's the title? I'll say whatever the next title is. I have no idea what it would be. Persuasion, the principle of something or other. And so there it is. And Kev, what's your marketing plan? Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, then you don't have a book, you don't have a check, you don't have an advance. But it's a really good book, though. And I know, because I'm going to write it. Oh, I got a lot of great ideas. Everybody says they're going to buy it. Well, that's worth 3 sales right there, right? All right, and they're going to give you how much money up front? And they're going to spend $20,000 to print, right? Okay, so this is a real life example though, because it's not 10 years to Mars. This is just real life. So now you finally get the agreement and you say, okay, so here's the marketing plan. I'm going to get Jeffrey and all my good friends and my colleagues to do a promo on Amazon that'll release the book into the public all in the same day, and our release date will be April 2021 or October 2020, for example. Today would being, where are we, in 2019 in October. So you're looking at maybe, let's do a fast timeline. 1 year is a super fast timeline for release. By the way, you'd like to get paid too, wouldn't you? Just pause real quick mentally. Like, God, if I'm working a year, I'm not going to get paid. You're not even going to get paid in a year. That's just when the book is released. You don't get paid when the book starts to sell. Okay, what do you get paid for? You get paid for the next 6 months worth of work in your July check in 2021 for the book that's released in October of 2020. Now, you're like, well, that sounds tough because usually books don't sell that much up front. Usually it takes time to build your brand. Exactly. So usually you're 2 years away from getting a real paycheck in writing, for example. And of course, we have Cell phones, my very favorite thing in the whole world. But that's fine too, because these things cause what? Procrastination. I could actually look and see who this is and we would never get the video done. See how that works? But we're going to Mars, so we have to tell these people, I'm sorry, and I'd love to talk with you, but I have things I have to do for the people that are watching. So, too bad, kids. So here's the deal. So you train yourself by working with people who have plans bigger than going to the bathroom. You train yourself to stop procrastinating by people who have bigger plans than getting food out of the fridge or the pantry or sticking your hands in the cooking jar. Okay? Ooh, I'm going to do yoga this morning, Kev. Well, good deal there. Enjoy that, okay? Love you, and it's cool as hell, but think about it. Just do the math real quick with me. All right, where's that getting you? Can you imagine Jeff Bezos waking up and doing yoga? All right, yeah, but he just wants to go to Mars, right? Publisher, you want a book, you want to start a business, and what are you doing? What's the very first thing you do in the morning to get to Mars, to get your book published, to get your project going? Is you work directly on the project. Whatever you do first in life is what you're going to end up with in life. So you take 4 hours and you literally shift your entire thinking because it's going to be hard, okay? And even 3 weeks later, it's still hard. Can you imagine before Elon Musk went public and before Jeff Bezos went public? God, as soon as we tell people that we're going to go to Mars, we actually have to do it because we have the money. We can actually pull it off. And if we don't do it, then they're going to think we're idiots. For the rest of history is going to say, oh yeah, Musk said he could do it and he didn't then do it. That would suck, right? So leverage is really important. Your publisher says, what's your marketing plan? They don't say what the book's about. That comes later, okay? All they want to know is your title, and then what's your marketing plan, and then they want to know what the book's about, okay? So what are you going to do? How are you going to make money with it? Because they're going to put $25,000 into the printing and the creation of the book, $5,000 into the editing, and they're going to then cut you a check maybe for $5, $10, $20, $50,000, something up front, maybe, to give you an advance on your book. All right, so you can survive in the meantime, but maybe not. I had books early on that never had an advance, zero, which, by the way, is also normal when you're just starting out, right? So you have to have the discipline when you write Psychology of Persuasion in 1990, and it's going to be published in 1996. That's 5.5 years later is what it was. And you have to have that discipline. You have to have the end point. Doesn't matter how many times it gets turned down. Doesn't matter how hard it's going to be. You just are simply going to do it, which means you have to constantly be thinking of 5 years out, 4 years out, 3 years out, 2 years out, instead of allowing your body to run your life. Okay, if you let your body run your life, you'll be sitting here, well, you'll be sitting here in front of a computer, but you'll be on Facebook, right? All right, and I promise you I'm not on Facebook today, all right? So that's it. So leverage. Now, go read below, check out how to put all this into play for you in real life, and I will see you here next time. Take care, guys.